guys, what is up? 606 Garage here, third weekend. So we got the old car looking pretty good. Got the new wheels on it, wheels and tires. Got the drag in. Not a fan of this thing. It's don't get me wrong, it's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty strong magnet and stuff, but I'm not gonna run it with it outside. I took this thing down the road, and I will tell you, you have to come to a complete stop and for a couple seconds let it reset and take off. That's kind of hard to do. Coming up on Christmas, there's just too many cars coming. Closest, bestest quarter mile I clicked off of this thing is 21 seconds. That being said, whenever I would, basically what would happen is I'd pull out of the church, and I'd try to pull on up and get staged, and I couldn't do it. So reality, this thing probably runs about, I'm going to say like 17, 18 seconds. I knew it was slow. But it ain't much faster than a 90 model 4-cylinder 5-speed car, to be honest with you. It don't really feel much faster. It actually does run a lot better with the 4-barrel on it than it did with the 2-barrel. Last time I run it with the 2-barrel, I tried to do a quarter-mile run in it. I got bored by the time I got to the end of the quarter mile. Flat on the floor, she's probably running about 70. Right now, she's probably doing about 85, something like that. It's nothing spectacular. I'm going to go ahead and put the exhaust on it this weekend. That's something I've been wanting to do. I'm real happy with the car. I love the way the car looks. I love the Survivor look. And I really love the wheels and tires that's on it. So, and it looks like I was damn near out of gas. So I need to go get me some fuel. I need to get some fuel. I'm going to have to get the heater core hooked up. Obviously, I'm not going to be driving this weekend. Everybody's talking about the whole winter solar blaster comp, whatever. Polar blast, whatever they want to call it. I am not I'm not going to partake in any of that fun. I'm going to stay inside. And I'm going to stay inside, put my headers on here and my exhaust. Now, I got the headers pretty cheap, got them off Facebook Marketplace. They came with a full 3-inch exhaust, and I bought it for like $150. You'll see in previous videos, I have used a ceramic coated paint on these things. I'm going to be installing these this weekend. I'm going to be installing these this weekend. And I bought an exhaust in Bowling Green. Give a guy like $40 for them. Complete exhaust, headers all the way to the tailpipes. I'm not going to use the tailpipes, so I'm just going to put some turn downs on them. They're 2 1/4 inch exhaust with 40 series Flowmasters. It's a classic. I mean, it's going to sound just fine. And with the turn downs on the bottom of it, it's going to sound better than it runs. It already looks better than it runs, and that's kind of odd for me. Usually my stuff doesn't look very good. It usually runs better than it looks. But just in this particular case, this looks like a 13-second car, and it is, we got a long way to go before we see 13s, I can tell you that. And it ain't going to happen with this engine. I can already tell you, this engine, it ain't going to get it. We're going to definitely have to do some work to it. I sent off to Lenati, told them what I wanted to do, and I've got 2 cams picked out with Lenati. One's a bare bones. I can't remember. I think it's like a 490, 520 lift. Flat tappet hydraulic. The other one was a Voodoo Street Master or something. No. Bootlegger. And it has like 520 lifts, something like that. Pretty healthy. Now, that is not going to happen until we get the 5-speed in it, and I got to get some gears in it. I got this rear end laying here, 327 gears, 7.5. I get $50 for it. This car has 273s in it, and it definitely feels like it. So, put the exhaust on here, see what it does. hopefully it opens it up some more. I'll be able to tell a little bit more. I'm hoping we'll get, with the exhaust, I'm hoping we'll get like high 16s, something like that. Then when we get the 327 gear rear end in it, I anticipate seeing a lot more, performance. It always feels faster by the seat of your pants with the rear end. So I'm hoping it looks good on the draggy too. We'll see. I mean, horsepower is horsepower, to be honest with you. So we'll see if it makes a big difference. Car's obviously sticking good. It won't even turn a tire over. And it's got a single tracker in it. This one's a posi track. So 327 posi track. We got plenty of rubber back there. Get a dual exhaust on it. I think it's going to help it out quite a bit. I do have a set of E7 heads to put on this. This thing does not have E7s. Whatever come factory on a 79 302 two-barrel car, is what's on it. We're going to put a set of E7s on it. See if it makes a big difference. I reached out to a valve spring, Alex's Parts, and he said that I shouldn't need to change the valve springs with this stock flat tappet cam because the E7s have the roller springs in it. He said it'd be fine. So I'm going to put that in there. Then we're going to build a set of E7 heads. Valve springs, port, and possibly some fair valves. I don't know. And then have them surfaced. Then we're going to put that on there. And when we do put that on there, I have an FB4 Edelbrock intake. An FB4 Edelbrock intake to put on this engine. Now, I think with that intake and them heads, that's going to wake this motor up a little bit. We're going to see how well she runs. Then we're going to stick camshaft in it. And I'll have the camshaft, and I will be putting some aluminum roller rockers on it. Maybe some Scorpions, Proform. I don't know. Maybe some Proform. This isn't going to be no crazy motor, but the lift's considerable, and it's going to have good valve springs on it. I may go with the Scorpions. That, and we'll probably drop down to about a 430 gear with the 5-speed, and this car should feel quick. It should be, with all that done to it, it should be, it ought to be in the high 12s. I'm hoping that should get it in the high 12s. Let me get rolling. Let me get started. And I hope everybody's got some kind of project lined up. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot with Christmas, spend time with Mom and whatever. But I definitely, it's Christmas time, spend time with your family. I'm going to hang out with my family, but I am going to do a little bit. I'm definitely going to spend some time in the garage because it's Thursday. I was supposed to be off today, but today's been a wash. When you're off work, you're never off work. I'm off tomorrow. Luckily, it's a union holiday, so that helps a little bit because everybody in my area is off. Let me see. And of course, we observe Christmas on Monday. So I've got, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. And then I need to get something lined up. If it warms up next week and it ain't in the gutter from the weather, if I can get a draggy run off this thing with the exhaust, the following weekend we will stick this rear end in here. So matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and go buy a gasket tonight. I've got plenty of rear end grease. Grab me some backing plates. This car's actually had the rear brakes done on it. Check them out. Then we'll slide this thing in there and see how it runs. And then I know I'm going to get pretty antsy to put a stick shift in it. I was going to do the stick shift in spring or the summer, but I got a feeling it's going to happen in the next couple months. So, what you going to do? The only thing I hate about doing big things like that is testing it. I like good weather and testing something. I don't want to break down when it's 20 degrees outside and be worried about getting this thing home. I'd rather break down at 60 degrees outside. I'm less stressed. So I'm gonna get started on this. I gotta charge the draggy. They don't last very long. I gotta charge it. Hopefully by today or tomorrow, Lenati will get back with me and see what their recommendations on the camshaft was. I basically ran through everything with them, everything that I was wanting to do with the car, going to do with the car. I've heard nothing. I'm a little disappointed. So hopefully they get back in touch with me, and we get back on this project. Probably gonna work on the 79 some this weekend. I kind of was rolling on it, and then I kind of lost touch with it. I'll probably get the intake sealed down. A few things done there. I won't be videoing a whole lot with that car. I may video the paint whenever we do the paint on the car, and I'll just give you a rundown of the car. Everything's been done to it, but it's it's not really one of them weekend project cars. It seems like a lifetime project car. I want to focus on weekend projects. Now we'll move on past that. When we get to that 34 Ford, it's definitely not a weekend project. I mean, boys, drag your welders out. Girls, grab your grinders. We've got some work to do on that car. So, but back to this. I'm going to get started. I will shoot some thumbnails as what's going on, what we're doing. I have a list of things I want to do. I have subframe connectors for this car. Like I said, I have the rear end, I have the exhaust. I've accumulated almost enough stuff to put a stick shift in this car. The pedals are already in it. The cable's already in it. I have a transmission hump laying around here. I have a shifter. I have I have everything. So unless there's something oddly crazy different with this thing. Now I know the cross member is different in the 79 to 81 than they are the 82 on up. I have one. And if what I have doesn't work, I have a Stifler's laying on the floor for the 79 over there. I'll use it and just order another one. I don't want to stop this project. I want to keep this rolling, keep the fun rolling on this car. Guys, Merry Christmas. And I'm going to say it again, Merry Christmas. I know there's plenty of holidays. I don't know them all, but I know Christmas. Merry Christmas. And I hope you guys have a Happy New Year. Peace. That's an anemic little pipe. All this crap's got to come out. Worst part is I'm not sure those headers are going to work. I just don't know if they're going to work with this side. Man, it is super tight right there. I don't know how I'm going to get us. I don't think headers are going to work on this. Just don't see how. It's so close. No, there's no header going to go through there. I'm going to have to abort mission on this one. I have to abort the mission. There's no way that's going to work. Another reason you should always double check what you're getting ready to do. I cannot believe. It just is not going to work. There's no way. I'm going to have to go research it. Hey guys, what's up? The play-by-play. I went underneath this car and I sprayed everything front to back with Kroll. I went ahead and hit the upper and lower control arms. And I might actually break those nuts loose, run them back and forth, because we will be changing the rear end in the near future. This stuff's amazing. I've used it for years. I'm not a fan that it went up to $26 a can, but I'm going to tell you it's worth its weight in gold. I've used it for years. It blows PB Blaster out of the water. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. I'm going to go get an impact wrench. I'm going to zip these bolts out because I don't want to cut this exhaust up. If for some reason I end up letting this car go, I've got all the factory 2-barrel stuff put together. I've got I don't want all the exhaust put back there. It's still got the catalytic converter and everything on it. I mean, it's stock. So I'm going to keep all that. I don't want to destroy anything. More than likely, I'll never sell this car because I don't really sell anything. Especially the Fox bodies now. Used to, it wasn't a big deal. These things were a dime a dozen. You could walk into one, walk out of it the next day, and walk back into another when they were tons. Not so much anymore. If you got a Fox body, hang on to it and love it. That's all I got to say. I'm going to wait about an hour. I'm going to start busting this apart, just keeping you up to date. Hopefully everything works out. It's hot. I just couldn't bring myself to put that old pipe on there. I had new mufflers and new stainless pipe here, so I decided to just go ahead and put it on there. I got more mufflers here than I got cars. I got several sets, so wasn't no point in putting no used ones on. But I'll tell you, that was a fight to the death putting that headers on this car. I hate automatics. Makes you wonder how the old girl even breathed. It's just sad. Sad, sad. But it did have a new Flowmaster on it. Which I'm going to remove that. Horsepower on the way. All right, tail end of this video. Got the exhaust on, sounds great, pretty happy with it. Run into an issue though. Got to looking at it, once we got the headers on, the fuel line was right against the header. Now I'm talking about the rubber line on the driver's side between the K-member and the headers. That rubber line was almost hard up against it. Was uncomfortable to think about, so car never got drove, and just fired up quick just to see what it sounded like, to see if it got the fuel line hot. It actually really didn't get it that hot. You could tell it was warm, but we're gonna have to fix that. That's on the upcoming video. Like and subscribe, comment if you want to. Thank you very much.